The jury weighing the fate of former Virginia Governor Bob McDonnell and his wife Maureen will begin a third day of deliberations any moment. The McDonnell jury has now spent more than 13 hours behind closed doors reviewing 5 weeks of testimony from 67 witnesses. Once known as an affectionate couple, once witnessed to be just that, with national aspirations, the McDonnells now enter and leave the Richmond courthouse alone every day. Bob McDonnell's defense relies on presenting himself as a bystander to his wife's increasingly erratic behavior. Katherine Miller is the BuzzFeed political editor, and she's joining us now. And Katherine, you've called the McDonnell soap opera, in your language, a pathetic scandal mired in the ordinary. We've witnessed this marriage unravel basically in front of the cameras. Is this just an ordinary American story of a couple desperate to live above their means? How do you define it?
Well, the core thing with the McDonnells is it started out as this very relatable problems in a certain way. They had tremendous amounts of credit card debt and 2 properties that lost a lot of money even when he entered the governorship. So the entire time he was governor, they were facing some pretty severe financial problems, and they started making a series of bad decisions with loans, and then later a lot of extraordinary, very luxury and gifts from a donor and sort of friend. And now that's the kind of the core question, is whether there was some agreement between McDonnell and this donor to give the donor favors to advance a company that he had.
Katherine, I think what strikes me, and I've been down there and was sitting in court for some of the days of this before they handed it over to the jury, is that McDonnell really could have admitted to some small wrongdoing here, but instead he's made it clear that he's willing effectively to kind of throw his wife under the bus. The defense team is relying on this broken marriage defense. His family, his children were forced to testify. He's made it clear that he's moved out of his Richmond home and is now living with a parish priest. I mean, is this an effective strategy? And what's the takeaway about Bob McDonnell, regardless of a verdict?
Well, regardless of the verdict, it's been a pretty shocking, terrible, sort of emotional drain on pretty much everyone who's witnessed the trial, whether you know who the McDonnells are or not. The reason they've pursued the defense is Maureen McDonnell cannot be convicted of corruption by herself. She wasn't governor, she was just his wife. So now they've sort of shifted everything to her. And it was a total surprise in the sense that they were always, as you said, an affectionate couple in public. No one really knew that they had marital problems. And regardless of whether it was her fault or whether she was doing all these loans, it's been shockingly an attack basically on her character as a person.
Katherine Miller from BuzzFeed helping us out as we wait word from Richmond, Virginia, a verdict potentially as early as today in the case of Bob and Maureen McDonnell. Katherine, thank you very much.
Thank you.